And good afternoon. Welcome to today's Facebook Live of Ask a Lawyer. I'm attorney Michael Bender.
And I'm attorney Allison Tilton, and we are the Great Legal Group. Just a little bit of information for you before we get started. The information in this video is for general information purposes only. Nothing should be taken as legal advice for any individual case or situation. The information is not intended to create, and receipt or viewing does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. With that, we're just going to go ahead and get started with today's questions.
First off, it's a special election day.
It is a
It's
special
election day, so we're quite excited. I've got my I voted sticker.
And I am going to vote right after this Facebook Live.
All right. Well, I'll take the first question here. If I sell my a little diversion from the election, I guess, is when we get a family law. That's what I was trying to get at here. Anyways, if I sell my house, do I have to share the proceeds with my wife? I bought a house in 2012 with my own money. My wife and I married 8 months ago, and we're now separated. If I sell my house, do I have to give her some of the money? She is very religious and will never sign the divorce papers. Well, really, there's two issues here. First, she's very religious, so she'll never sign the divorce papers. It doesn't matter. If you go ahead and file for a divorce, get her served. If she doesn't sign, doesn't come to an agreement, doesn't file a response, well, you can take her default. Now, as to the actual question with regards to the house, it sounds like it's a separate property house, bought 4 years prior to the marriage. So all the money that was used for that, we're just going to assume is your separate property. So yes, that is going to be your home. Now, during that 8 months, there's a potential that if you're paying down a mortgage, the community property gained an interest in the pay down of the mortgage. But in all likelihood, such a small amount of interest, there's not going to be much, if anything, owed to your spouse upon the sale.
The only possibility that there could be a large amount is if you took down, if during those 8 months you took a lot of community property and you severely paid down the principal on that mortgage. If you basically bought the house, if you paid the balance of the mortgage, then the community is going to acquire quite a larger interest, but it is going to be limited to the principal payment. So probably pretty small, as Michael had mentioned.
Question number 2.
Just have to get my 2 cents in, right?
Of course.
Question 2. Can we live together without filing a legal separation? I want to get a divorce, but I don't have all the information yet. Is my date of separation the day that I move out of the house? If I leave, then purchase a car is a community property. My wife says that anything I get until we are divorced, she gets half. Well, sounds like a pretty smart wife. What's hers is hers, and what's yours is hers. With regards to data separation, so there was a shift in how the courts view data separation. It used to be that data separation is one party decides that they no longer want to be married. They decide there's a breakdown of the relationship. Then that is the data separation. It then shifted to say that the two parties had to live separate and apart, and then once you live separate and apart, that was data separation. That got overturned by our legislator and backed out to the first definition. So it is essentially, but you may read mixed reviews online or see mixed information. But
technically, that doesn't go into effect until January 1, 2017. So just to throw that curveball in there.
Technically. Okay, that is a curveball. But for the most part, if one party has decided that the marriage is over, then the data separation is going to occur on that date, regardless of what the other person thinks. If there is a real dispute on data separation, the issue can be litigated, and then the court will decide what your data separation is. And the data separation is important because that cuts off the community property. So unless you're really sure about what that data separation is, it is possible that your wife may be able to claim some of that property, but more likely than not, it's probably going to be your separate property.
Let me throw this at you. Down payment from a community, funds held in a community account to purchase the car post-separation. Is the community entitled to a reimbursement?
I would say yes, the community is entitled to a reimbursement. The community is not making a gift to husband for husband to have a car. Husband's going to have to pay that money back to the community.
Those are my only 2 cents on that one. So. Well, thanks for joining us for Ask a Lawyer today. Remember, it is election day. Go out and vote. So once you're done viewing this video, go out, stand in those long lines, make your vote count. Join us each week as we discuss family law issues important to our community. If you have legal questions or a topic that you'd like us to address, go to thegreatlegalgroup.com and click on Ask a Lawyer. We'll see you next Tuesday.